Hello, I'm Horace Douty, pastor of the Oxford Presbyterian Church near Lexington, Virginia. And every week as part of the worship service, I like to do a nature lesson, which is quite popular with the children and the adults as well. Today I want to focus on what used to be called autumn olive, but now is called more properly autumn berry. It has very little to do with the autumn olive family, but here in Virginia especially, and around the world, autumn olive is proliferating at, some people call it an alarming pace. The plant is easily identified because the leaves are green on the top and silvery on the bottom. But what people did not know until fairly recently is that these berries are good to eat and they're good for you. These red berries contain 17 times as much lycopene, that is cancer-resistant nutrients, as tomatoes. So the plant is extremely beneficial for feeding human beings and also birds and animals, because these berries, if they're allowed to hang, they will persist throughout the winter. Of course, most of them get eaten by birds and animals, but the fruit was considered poisonous until, as I said recently. But now, even though we import millions of dollars worth of inferior fruit, this is growing in abundance, growing wild anywhere you go in the eastern United States, and it's free. I clipped this branch off of a plant that was probably 15 feet tall and at least 15 feet wide, and I think I could have clipped probably 1,000 branches just like this. Just extremely prolific. In fact, I don't know any other wild plant that produces as abundantly as the autumn berry. And the fruit is very tasty, very good, slightly tart, sweet, and can be used any way that you use fruit. You can make fruit leather, you can make autumn berry pies, use it in all kinds of baking dishes, or just eat them off the vine. And you can tell that when you're in a bush like this and you start stripping these berries off, you can fill a 5-gallon bucket very quickly with fruit that is delightful and free and invasive. I admit this plant, farmers despise it because they have to keep after it to keep it under control, because it's tough. It will take over native plants and absolutely choke out other vegetation and consume the acreage it is found. And it's not, at least not the least bit particular about the soil. It will grow virtually anywhere. But there's your nature lesson today. If you've got to have an invasive, noxious plant, isn't it wonderful that it's one that we can eat and enjoy? That's your nature lesson for today, the autumn olive.